But here's what's going on. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to talk to you about personal goals. So if you have pen and paper, just grab a pen and paper, just put your name on a piece of paper and today's date, and just put my personal goal. Now, everybody has different goals. We all have, different goals, but and things that we want to do. But we all have one thing in common. Everybody right here, right now, and everybody in the world, we all have one thing in common, and that's that we all have 24 hours in one day. So we're going to take it from there. If we have 24 hours in a day, right, and supposedly we're supposed to sleep 8 hours, that leaves us with 16 hours so that we can go to work, so that we can have recreation, and so that we can do a little bit of other things that we do with the family. All right. So in regards to Akana, in regards to the business, right? Because I, as a life coach, I work with 7 different areas that bring you to the area number 8, which is spiritually, physically, mentally, financially, sexually, socially, spiritually, physically, mentally, financially, sexually, socially, and family. Those areas in your life, when you make choices, you're going to get either a negative or positive result. And those results are going to make you feel some way. And that feeling is either going to be negative or positive, and it's called an emotion, right? So spiritually, physically, mentally, financially. Let's go into financially right now, which is we're in Akana, a network marketing company, a people business, right? And what my mentors taught me from the beginning, no matter how many goals you have in life, business-wise, in Akana, the number one goal that we can all have in common personally is maximizing the compensation plan. So in order to maximize the compensation plan, we need to sit down with an expert or with your upline and have them go through the compensation plan with you. So do you understand how to get to diamond? So in this case, maximizing the compensation plan equals to diamond. So write down maximizing the compensation plan equals to diamond. So our personal goal as a company should be, I want to be a diamond. Number one. How do I become a diamond? By understanding how I can maximize the compensation plan. How do I go all the way to the top of the compensation plan? Now, this goal, even though it's a personal goal, it doesn't have to be like 90 days or 30 days or 60 days. No. It could be 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand that you didn't join Akana because you wanted to make an extra $500 or an extra, which is not bad, by the way. If you want to do it that way, it's all good. But you joined the company because you want to be part of this $1 billion run. And if I want to be part of this $1 billion run, I am going to maximize the compensation plan so that I could be a diamond and I could be making enough money to take care of my health, take care of my family, and share this with other families. Dakarane. That means because of that in Japanese, when it comes to personal goals, we all have 24 hours in one day. So depending who you are, where you live, what your job is, you might be a single mom. You might be a single dad. We don't know how many kids you have, but try to find the legitimate time that you can work on a daily basis. And how much time and effort, because it takes time, effort, money, it takes faith, right? How much of this am I going to invest into Akana on a daily basis? We know we get together every Wednesday in Chicago, and we have what we call a community service. I call it community service, or community reach out, when people come to the dispensary or our office, and they can do the blood testing, they can do the bioscan, and they can also bring people. So we do a presentation every Wednesday. But just bringing people every Wednesday is going to be very slow to build a business. So when it comes to personal goals, and you understand that you have X amount of time to work with on a daily basis, then we could be talking to X amount of people, right? We could be inviting X amount of people on Wednesdays. However, We could also be making appointments, like on Zooms and making phone calls and three-ways on a daily basis, so that we can have more people joining our business on a daily basis versus weekly. All right. So one thing that you could do as a personal goal, and this is like going back to the basics, big time, big time, big time. The hardest thing to do in this type of business is to be humble and understand that at the end of the day, we can reinvent the wheel, but there's principles and basics that if you just go back to the basics, you humble yourself and you go back to the basics, and then things start happening over and over again, right? So one of the things that I suggest personally, or that I do, if I want to reset myself, we call it a reset, right? Business-wise or financially-wise, I write down the same piece of paper that I told you to put your name,
Is he frozen for anybody else?
Yes.
Yes, he's frozen. He's frozen.
It's frozen.
We missed you, Moshe. You was frozen.
It's
Yeah,
frozen.
start where you were, Moshe, because
Yeah.
you froze there for a minute.
Got you. So you're gonna write down, you're gonna put on this piece of paper the never-ending list. So, and then write 1 through 30, but you're gonna keep on going. That's a never-ending list. So what happens is, whether you've been here for 4 years or whether you just started working with Akana and you've been here for 4 days, doesn't matter. I'm gonna do the same thing, guys. So I'm gonna write down a piece of paper, the never-ending list, and I'm going to write down what I call the war market, right? Names of people that I know, family, friends, relatives, people that I know from the store, people that I cut my hair, people that I go do my manicure, pedicure, because I do that too, ladies. So, you make that list and you come out with whatever. It could be 3 names, 4 names, 5 days. What's important though is that whatever names you come, through or whatever, write down, is that you got to understand that this is names that you're going to take action right now on a daily basis. Let's just say that you have 1 hour a day when you come from work, or 2 hours a day. You're going to commit to yourself. You're going to take the pledge. This is a business pledge. This is a financial pledge to yourself that you're going to actually work your business. Make this call. You're going to make this call every day, or this calls, and you're going to reach out to these people. And all you got to say is, listen, I started working with this company 4 years ago. Remember me? Oh, yeah. What's up? Well, look, things are happening. Oh, my God, you should hear what's going on. But look, I know you're busy and I'm busy, but I'm going to send you a video real quick. Boom, you send them a video. And then, you follow up later on. My point is, and I'm not going to go into the whole thing right now, but the point is, write down a list of names, start reaching out to them with the new videos that we have, right? And once you do that, wait about 24, 48 hours, and then you call them back again. Some people you can call back right away, or they'll call you back right away. So then when they call you back, basically you answer the questions that they might have. Or if you call them 24 to 48 hours later, you say, what did you like the most about the video? Don't ask them, what do you think about the video? No, because we think a lot of things, right? No, what did you like the most about the video? Just send you, oh my goodness, remember the other video? This is awesome, right? Isn't it? So then they're going to tell you what they like the most. And then the whole objective is for you to either make an appointment to go to the house if you know them, and do a presentation with them, or make an appointment and do a Zoom presentation with them. I'm talking about one-on-ones, gentlemen, right? So that we can expose the business, we can expose Akana to them, right? Now, watch this. If you don't have a lot of experience in business, you don't know how to do this, there's always an upline. Pastor Dan's going to be on the call in a minute, and he's awesome to do this. He helped me, other people before. So what I'm saying is, there's people right now in the company, or first go to the company, and if they need help, go to the upline and after that. But you can always do a 3-way call with somebody, and they will help you to give them a little bit more information, right? So that we can get them into a Zoom and they can do, they can have more information. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is this, and I'm gonna close with this because I know we only have so limit time. I think about like 2-3 more minutes. So write down the name of the people, reach out to them, right? When you send the video the first time, it's called pre-information. Just talk to them a little bit. Don't talk too much. Just, oh my God, I'm excited. I just got started with this company. I just been there 2-3 weeks. You got to see this video. Boom, send it. Done. It's your Walmart. You know it. Right after you do that, you either wait for their call or you call them, you know, I don't know, 30 minutes later or 24, but don't wait more than 48 hours. Once you do that, right, you ask them the question, right? So number one, pre-information. Number two is partial information. Partial information means that when you talk to them again and you ask them, what do you like the most about the video that I send you? They're going to tell you whatever they tell you, it's okay. No matter what they say, it's okay, right? Your job right there is to give them a little bit more of information, which is partial information. Let's just say somebody says to you, oh man, what? 21 days? Oh my God, what? He lost what, how many pounds? Right? Hallelujah. You know what? Awesome. Oh my goodness. You know what? You're right. This will come high too. But look, I know you're busy. Let's do this. Let's get you to, you know, the 3-way call with Pastor Dan or Phyllis Nash or whoever it may be, right? Which is about to come right now. But then, or it could be something that you could answer, but don't try to teach right there and then. The whole objective of the partial information, which is the second part of the info that you want to give them, is just to get them into Zoom. So it's pre-information, partial information, and complete information. So if you work on a daily basis and you're doing a Zoom, now when you do the Zoom, somebody will, at this time you're already preparing, and somebody will have a Zoom. We're probably going to do Zooms every single day at a certain time. It's coming to that point in the company. But what I'm saying is, when you do the complete information is when the people are going to see the whole presentation of a kind of either on a Wednesday or daily basis, or it's going to be somewhere where it's going to be in a group. But I'm going to leave you with that, guys. I'm going to leave you with that. My time is up. Just remember, we have 24 hours in a day, right? 24 hours in a day. Get your goals, personal goals. But at the end of the day, this specific goal is about moving and taking action to people so you can get to the next position. Now I'm gonna leave you with the model of the company. All right, supermodel is Nash. Here goes.
So basically,
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Phyllis, can you hear me?
I can hear
Yes,
you.
we can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. That's my time. Thank you very much. Go right ahead.
Okay, guys, I'm going to get started. I'm here. Thank you, Moshi, for all that great wisdom. And I'm just going to piggyback off of Moshi. Having a daily method of operation is very key in this industry. Getting people in front of your opportunities, sharing with your tools, because everybody has not the speaking ability, but everybody can share the tools that we have made available. And they have gotten quite a few of you here on the line in the business. So when something works, you don't reinvent the wheel, you continue to do it. But I'm going to talk today about some abstract things that you hear about this industry, but that are really, really true. I mean, we've been here now 4 years. A lot of you have been on this road with us for these 4 years. Some of you are brand new, but I'm going to give you some things that you can use in your business when you're really taking this seriously and thinking of it as a business. And a lot of people decide to join a company for their own reasons, but I'm talking about building generational wealth. I'm talking about building legacy. I'm talking about the things that it's going to take you to go from your plan A to your plan B and making your plan B your plan A. I'm talking about opening up multiple income streams. And I'm talking about things that are not going to happen overnight, but things that the biggest person that you should be working on is yourself. And in this industry, that really pays you. I think Margaret Dorsey was the first time I heard it. I'm going to mess it up, but you're going to get my point. In this industry, self-development comes with a paycheck. The more you develop yourself, the bigger your check is. And so your goals is to be building and looking for people that want to join your network, want to join a kind of the lifestyle company. Because now we not only offer health and wealth, but we also offer a lifestyle when we put that travel program and that crypto in there too. Now we're a complete lifestyle company, and you have to paint the picture, guys. You have to take the time and say where it is we thought where we started from, what we are looking like, and where we are going. And that we are looking for committed people to join arms with us to be able to take Akana across the country and then internationally. You got to paint that picture. And so you have to have a daily method of operation. This isn't going to happen by talking to 1 or 2 people a week. So again, I'm talking about what you can do better. Not your team, not the company, but let's look at you, the things that really count when you're building a multi-million, billion-dollar industry. And guess what? Each and every one of you are the CEOs of your own company. And that's how you need to think about this. You need to commit to working on yourself more than anybody else. You know, we want to be there for our team, but if we're not walking the walk, talking the talk, and I'm telling you, yes, you can help develop your team, but your team is watching you. And if you're not out there sponsoring and bringing in new people, sharing and taking the time to do those one-on-ones, to get their picture, to show that you all are aligned in what you're doing, you won't have the trust of people to build that business that you say you want and they say that they want, because they don't know what they don't know. A lot of them, you know, I've seen people that have gone on free company-sponsored trips that they earned, and they said, you know what, I can get used to this. I can get used to someone else paying for my travel. And so there's not a lot of industries or companies or corporations that employ people that do the kind of lifestyle that this industry can offer. And we need to learn to listen. Guys, we need to learn to listen when we're talking to prospects. We need to we got 2 of these, and I'm listening to myself talk because I can tell you from first, I can talk. You all know I can talk. But it's so much easier when you listen to people's pain points. A lot of people are out there in pain, guys. They're in pain because they don't even like the job. They dread going to work every Monday morning. Do you know there are more heart attacks on Monday morning between Sunday at 4 p.m. and Monday morning? More heart attacks because people don't like going to work. So listen to their pain. Listen to that they're working 80-hour weeks and they can't spend time with their family. Listen to that they can't take off because their mother is ill and they can't assist her going to the hospital. Listen to, no, you can get with us and it won't happen overnight, but it will happen if you put in the time in yourself and building a network of people where you're going deep, you're going wide, but I don't know what the saying is, so I don't want to mess it up. But you need to build deep. You need to, when people come in your business, you need to be assessing. You need to hear their story. You need to offer your help. You need to be there so they can be feeling supported. But you know, some of your best people in your organization are 4 or 5 levels down. It ain't bad when you say, well, I don't get paid that much, but you are building a foundation, because what are we doing? We are building a multi-billion-dollar business. And it can be, I'm not talking about Akana, I'm talking about Julie's business. I'm talking about Beatrice's business. I'm talking about Anjanette's business, because that's what you are. You are all business CEOs under the Akana lifestyle. And then learning to listen can help that person see how now they think they don't have time. But if you're painting that picture, listening to their pain points, you can let them know if they align with us. And in the next 3 to 5 years, how we can help solve some of those issues that they want solved in their lives. So that's about listening and getting to know people. And then when that prospect decides to join you, you still need to sit down and find out their achievable goals. And we're talking about goals immediate. I'm not talking about your 6-month plan. I'm talking about your immediate plan. I'm saying, let's get that business off to a successful and speedy start, because the speed of the business is definitely the success of the business, guys. So get them to hit that fast start bonus their first 30 days. Make sure they become a star agent. Let them know what's out there. Hitting Pearl, or hey, hit Sapphire and you get to override. You open up another income stream. Have those conversations, have a plan. Get them to commit to their grand opening, possibly 3. Let them know that you're there to support them as their sponsor. And those are the goals that you, as the sponsor, as you're developing and building your empire within Akana, those are the things that you should be doing. And consistency and persistence is the way that you and your team are going to win. It's not going to happen overnight. I've looked at Mooney hit where he is. He deserves that because he has consistently worked this business since we were on 106 and Halsted consistently. And I'm sure there were times he was saying, where am I putting in all this time and what is it getting me? But now he is seeing the fruits of his labor. I have seen people on this line, Gerald West, working their business, coming up with fun ways, edutainment in his business. Those are the things that are consistent. I have seen Michelle Stevens get passionate about her business, saying, hey, I'm going to do this. I want to do this, and has gone from one step to the next step and said, hey, you're not leaving me behind. Being on leadership calls. Guys, it didn't happen overnight, but they were consistent. They wrote out a plan. They knew what they wanted to do. And I'm not leaving anybody out, but I just pointed those 3 out. I see a lot of you all on here that are consistently moving and doing and taking heed and listening and bringing people on and spending time with them and developing them, taking them to Pearl, to Jade, getting them paid checks, making sure they're getting money back. Because if you know, the most important thing you can do for your new distributor is help them get their money back immediately. And we're talking about with the plan now of getting in, helping them get to 5 people, getting their $500. Now they've got $500 in their pocket. They've hit their first rank. Those are the things that we should be concentrating on and making as goals with ourselves and then with our team. And building your network, guys, it takes time. You will have setbacks, but you must persevere and meet the challenge, because on the other side, if it was so easy, so many people would do it. But you got an excellent vehicle. You have the support you need. So let's get really serious about building our legacy for our family. And I think with that being said, I might be at my closing point. I hope you got something out of this. And what do we always close with? Push, because you know what? Keep on pushing until something happens. That's what the midwife says. Back to you. Where are you at, Dan Johnson? Coach Dan?
I am right here.
I see you.
You don't see me.
I see you.
I see you, and I see all of the beautiful people of Akana. How are y'all doing? I'm telling you, listen, let's give it up. Put some feedback in the chat for Moshi and our very own midwife. Miss Phyllis Nash. So check this out, you guys. I am going to, they said to you in your email, this is going to be this bonus training on setting goals and on goal setting. And we heard Moshi open us up, and he began to talk about setting goals. And he said, write your personal goal and say your personal goal is to maximize the comp plan. And when your personal goal is to maximize the comp plan, guess what else? He also says you're going to maximize your money. You're going to maximize your money. You're going to get to diamond. Then you heard Miss Phyllis come and she started giving you some how-tos, and Moshi started giving you, you got to block off some time, and you got to spend some time, and you got to follow up, and you got to do all of these things. And all of those things is absolutely correct. All those things is absolutely correct. Here's what I want to do. I want us to, real quick, as I bring this to a summary, and then we're going to ask some questions, and I only got 15 minutes to do it. And y'all know Coach Danby on the move. Right after this, I got to go do a graduation. But here it is. I'm at the school's office. But here it is, y'all. Here's what I want you to help you understand. Goals, I'm going to use this as a definition, is your guiding objective achieving life's ambitions. GOAL. It is your guiding objective to achieve your life's ambitions, whether that is personally, whether that is professionally, whether that is as a company. Your goal is the guiding objective for you to achieve your life's ambition. And so here it is. So when you think about your goal should not be minimized to where you are, but it should not be constructed based on what you currently have, but your goal should be maximized based on where you're going, which means even though you may be a success today, if you limit your goals to your today's success, it will ultimately hinder you from being successful. Y'all will catch that tomorrow. So what do I mean by that? So when we look at this thing, there's something that I believe that happens in life that is always coming after our goals. And I'm going to call these things today goals busters. I'm gonna call them goals busters. I'm gonna call them goals busters. And I'm gonna give you 5 goals busters that you have to avoid in order for you to effectively do what Moshi was talking about and effectively do what Phyllis was talking about, and in achieving your life's ambition. Whatever your ambition in life is, you must realize that there are goal busters that is always at work. Now, why am I going to talk about the goals busters? Because here's one thing I need you to understand, that every day you live on this planet is a once in a lifetime opportunity. It is a day that you've never seen before and a day you'll never see again. And so a lot of times because of goals busters, we waste our day. If y'all in agreement with me, put that in the chat. Just say, I agree. Put it in the chat. I agree. I agree. I agree. Goals busters. It begins to cause us to waste our day. Thank you, Gigi, for being honest. Thank you, Phyllis, for being honest. Thank you, Dolores, for being honest. Thank you, Leticia, for being honest. G West, thank you for being honest. And so what I want you to do is I want to help you to navigate those goals busters so you will not lose sight of your life's ambition because you're so busy dealing with life's attrition. Wait a minute, what are you talking about? Your ambition of life is what you ultimately desire, what you long after, what you seek after. This is my ambition. This is what I want to do. But then as you live this thing called life, there's called life's attritions. Things that begin to try to suck life out of you and cause you to become distracted from in order to be able to achieve the ambition, the goal that you have set out for your life. And so here's the 5 things, because I only got, they gave me 15 minutes, and so I only got about 13 left. So here's the 5 things. The 5 things that I want to give you. The 5 things that I want to give you is this. Number 1, the one goal buster that you have, here, this is going to mess you up, is that there's a lack of clarity and a lack of specificity. In other words, you're not clear on your goal. And because you're not clear on the goal, you can't possibly develop a strategic plan to pursue it. As you heard me tell you, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So if you're not clear on the destination, how do you create a roadmap in order to get there? That's number 1. Moshe says this. He says that if your goal is to maximize the comp plan, which means equal diamond, which means become financially free and independent right here in Akana, then if that is the goal, then now you have to have clarity in how am I, now you know how I'm going to reach it. Wait a minute. What if your goal is I just want to make money? Well, how do you know if you're actually reaching the goal? What is the process to get there? What if you say, I'm getting in Wakanda because I want to become the best? What does the best look like? Well, the best in Wakanda is a 5-star diamond. So how do I get to 5-star diamond? So you have to have clarity. You have to have clarity and you have to have specificity. If your goals are vague and unclear, it becomes challenging to develop a focused action plan and measure your progress accurately. Lack of specificity can lead to confusion and make it difficult, and you will lose motivation and commitment to your goal because you don't know. Watch this. There is nothing to let you know if you're even going in the right direction. Y'all talk back to me, put it in the chat if this is making sense. Number one, so, and I need somebody to take some notes. Number one is the lack of clarity and specificity. Number two, procrastination and lack of discipline. Can I tell you something? Procrastination is a goal buster. How do I know? How do I know? Because procrastination leads to the death of your goal. Procrastination leads to death. It literally leads to death. Some of us are putting off tomorrow, putting something off for tomorrow that we could have gotten accomplished today, which would have gave us momentum to be even closer to the goal tomorrow. But we procrastinate. We wait to the last minute. How many of you, let's be honest, and y'all can tell me that's me, coach, put it in the chat if that's you. How many of you have ever had some people that you thought about talking to in this business right here called Akana, and you never got to them? And you went to an event, you went to a meeting, and all of a sudden you saw the person that you thought about talking to at Akana, but you never did, and now somebody else have brought them there. Somebody else have brought them there. Are y'all seeing this? That's because of procrastination. Here's what you got to do. G. West, when you think about it, you got to be about it. If I'm going to say it again, when you think about it, you got to be about it. When they come into your mind, send the text out. Don't wait. Don't think like you have time because there's somebody else that's out there that's hungry and desperate to get to their goal. All right. So I got to move on. Procrastination and the lack of discipline. Let's deal with that real quick. Procrastination can significantly hinder your progress towards achieving your goal, and then putting off tasks can literally cause you to fail or maintain discipline in what you're supposed to do. It will cause you to break up your own momentum and lose your own drive for success. What do you mean? When you don't have discipline, it makes it difficult for you to gain momentum. And if you have momentum and become inconsistent, then your inconsistency begin to cause your momentum to be delayed. And eventually you become discouraged or disinterested. Why? Because you allowed yourself to lose momentum because of the lack of discipline. Here's another goals buster. Fear of failure. Fear of failure. Can I tell you, I was coaching my son today, my son Chris. I was coaching him today because he had his end of the year review, and I told him, these are the words I told him. I said, your current success is going to potentially hinder you from being successful. And he said, how do you know? I said, why are you saying that? I said, because you're measuring, watch this now, you're measuring your success based on your position, meaning because you're doing better than them, you look at yourself as being successful, and it causes you not to reach for anything else. You have to be able to establish, watch this, a goal in your own mind and understand you're competing against yourself to become better. Are y'all seeing this? And sometimes we limit, watch this, how far we dream or the magnitude of our goal based on our fear of our ability to get there. So that's the fear of failure. Or based on, watch this, our illusion that we have already become successful because we're better than somebody else. Wow. Just because we have, just because you're a 2-star diamond and there's not a lot of 2-star diamonds in the company, doesn't mean that you're supposed to stop because you're sitting at the top. That means you just limited yourself to your last victory. Wow. Are you seeing this? So you got to always stretch yourself and stretch your capacity, which means you got to stretch your goal if you're going to be able to live or accomplish your life ambitions. All right. That's number 3. I got to get ready to go. Number 4, the lack of support or negative influences. Some of us, we got goal busters that we call Auntie Nellie, Uncle Nellie. And a lot of times what happens is we listen to the people that are living in mediocrity. We listen to people that don't have their own dreams, that don't have their own vision, don't have their own ambitions, and we allow their influence to cause us to lose sight of ours. I was watching this show today. I was watching this show. My cousin had me watching this crazy show. And in the show, there was this guy that said, it was crazy. This guy said, listen, one day I'm going to be on this television show. And he was a sex addict and he had bipolar. And he said, one day I'm gonna be on this television show and it's gonna help me to not have sex and it's gonna help me with my bipolar and I'm gonna win $1 million. This is what he said, I'm gonna win $1 million because I would abstain from sex and I did not have a bipolar episode. And as a result, I'm gonna become great and people are gonna know my name. And yes, some people are gonna talk about me. And so the guy he was talking to said, well, man, listen, that's the dumbest stuff I ever heard. You're going to get laughed at. People going to talk about you. And you know what the guy said? He said, you know what? I may get laughed at and some people may talk about me, but I'm also going to become a superstar. And what you're going to be the same no name, nobody that you are right now today, sitting in that same chair that you've been sitting in for the past 20 years because you refuse to set your goal yourself up to be bigger than where you are. Are y'all getting this? So listen, you got to get rid of the negative influences. These are goal busters. The last piece, number 5, ineffective management of self within the time that you have allotted. Moshe kind of spoke about that. Ineffective management of self within the time that you have allotted. And what I want to do right now, because I know that some of us, I did a teaching one time called what's stealing your time and killing, what's stealing your time and killing your productivity. What's stealing your time and killing your productivity? That's the question. And one of the things that I understand about what's killing our time and stealing our productivity is there's 5 things that I know that does this. 5 things that steals our time and kills our productivity. And I want to share this with you as I got these last 3 minutes and I got to get out of here. Here it is. Y'all ready? 5 things that's killing your time and stealing your productivity, or 5 things that you can do to produce more. Number 1, stop watching so much damn blasted TV. Here it is. You watching the stars instead of focusing on becoming a star. Reduce your television time. I told y'all before, reduce your television time by 50%. Number 2, you gotta establish a time where you get off the phone. Stop wasting time on the phone. Establish a no phone zone. So you got the TV off, you got the phone off, and the only thing you're focused on is achieving your goal. Number 3, so you got to set that time. Limit non-business and non-emergency phone calls to 10 minutes during your productivity hours. You got to set some time up. Miss Phyllis called earlier. Dan, you got a minute? I got XYZ amount of minutes. Our conversation was less than 10 minutes. Why? Because I didn't schedule that. That doesn't mean you got to be a jerk or whatever. I'm trying to help you to understand that if you are going to be productive, you have to stop allowing external forces to interfere with internal ambitions. Are y'all seeing that? The next one is, if you're working full-time on your job, don't give your full-time job 40 hours a week and you're not at least giving your part-time, building your part-time fortune at least 8 hours a week. That's right. You work a full-time job, I get it. We got a lot of stuff going on. You got to have time blocking, where you block out a certain amount of time for the week and say, this is the time that I'm going to use to be productive on building my fortune so I can go to my job and fire my job. But you'll never go to your job and fire your job if you spend the best of what you got making your job become rich and you continue to live from paycheck to Monday. Are y'all seeing this? You got to understand this. You got to understand it. You got to say, I got to spend some time. How dare I give more of my energy, more of my talent, more of my time, more of my effort to somebody that's paying me less than what I'm valued than I'm willing to pay myself. Lastly, number 5, here's what I learned about setting goals. And I got 30 seconds to finish, and I'm going to finish it in this 30 seconds. Here's what I learned about setting goals. Number 1, goals has 2 things attached to it. Number 1, it has an expected end, or it has something to be accomplished. And number 2, all goals should have a timetable. The problem is many of us submit to the time that we set for the goal. And if we haven't reached it, we just stop pursuing it. I want you not to focus so much on the time that you set, but on accomplishing what you set. Are y'all getting this? Are y'all getting this? So if I don't get it within that time, I'm not going to quit because I didn't get it. Because not accomplishing the goal is not an option, because my goal is the objective for me to live the kind of life that I desire to live. Hey, listen, that is my time. I'm going to stop it right there, and we're going to open up for questions. We're going to open up for questions. We're going to give some time to give you a little bit of feedback and go from there. Thank you so much for your time. What we got? Ms. Phyllis, take us from here.
Well, you opened it up for questions, so you guys can unmute yourself. Well, I guess I need to, no, I think we're on. Kathy, I think you have control. Anybody have a question?
I don't have a question, but a comment. This was awesome. Great reminders. Thanks, Coach Dan and Phyllis and Moshi.
Anyone else?
Anybody else? If you don't have questions, give us some feedback. What do you think? What was
number 4 again?
Everything is in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
This is Gigi. I think this was a great call, and also like Moshi said, we got to go back to the beginning, looking at everything, you know, and how we get started with the business, and what Dan says, you know, we have to continue to keep working for the momentum and staying, you know, focused and leaving, you know, making sure that we don't let the distractions be the distractions and the reason why we don't pursue our business in the way that we need to. And thanks so much, Phyllis. Thank you, Moshi, and thanks, Dan. And Phyllis, you know, you're always in my head. So hey, Yeah.
Thank you all. Anybody else? We got 12 minutes.
This is Anna. I would like to take the time to thank all three of you. It was great reminders. Great telling us, hey, go ahead and just do it. Go ahead and do what we got to do. Cut out the 50% of the TV time. Cut out all of it. Quit watching other people make money.
Yeah.
So
And
thank
so
you all so
Dan-
much.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. Dan, what's the call to action? Because every call needs to have a call to action. What's the call to action?
You know it. So the call to action is this. Some of you may have already had the framework by which your goals have been established, and some of you have not. So Moshi started off and he said, write down your personal goal. So number one, again, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. So number one, what is your goal, right? After you write down your goal, then what I want you to do is write down what is it going to take to get there? What is it going to take to reach this goal? And just jot down, it's going to take me. So for example, if you're trying to become a diamond, then you know you got to have 3 active legs. So just write down what is it going to take to reach your goal. Now, once you establish, so number one, write the goal down, right? Number 2, write down all the things you got to do that says it's going to take to reach your goal. Number 3, you got to prioritize those items. There has to be prioritization. This is what I got to do first. This is what I got to do second. This is what I got to do third. Number 3, you got to also establish your time frame, your time blocking that you're going to utilize throughout your day in actually order to pursue it. All right, that's what you have to do. Number 5, the 5th thing that you're going to do as a call to action is you're going to establish an accountability partner. You're going to establish an accountability partner, because I believe that every visionary, every goal setter needs someone to help hold them accountable to reaching it. And so for me, that's would be, and now here's the next piece. When the next piece is you're going to track your progress. Track your progress. And as you track your progress, I want you to celebrate your wins. Don't make the goal too big that you can't reach it, but don't make it too small that it wasn't even a goal. It was just something you knew you could do. Are you understanding? Your goals should take you beyond where you are. And your goal, I want your goal to stretch you beyond your current capacity and comfortability. Is this making sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so this becomes your call to action. This is exactly what you need to do, and you got to hold yourself accountable to it. Posted, I was teaching yesterday, and I was teaching on how to accelerate your accomplishments. And while I was teaching how to accelerate your accomplishments, one of the things that I told them is that I put it on my phone that 2020 was going to be a multi-million-dollar year. But I put it on my phone at the end of 2019. And guess what we had? We had COVID. Now, the average person would have changed their goal because of COVID. I didn't change my goal. I changed my position. I reformatted how I was actually going to get it. Are y'all seeing that? So what am I saying to you? What I'm saying to you, there may be things that you have listed in your goals and it seemed like it's not working. So at that moment, you may need to reassess the plan to get there. At that moment, you may need to reassess the strategy to get there. At that moment, you may need to reassess the type of people that you're going to have that is designed to help you get there. But what you can't do is change the goal because conditions, situations, and circumstances has changed. Because if you allow, watch this, you guys, if you allow conditions, situations, and circumstances to cause you to change what you said that you wanted to do as your goal, then you'll never reach it, because there'll always be a change of conditions. There'll always be different situations, and there'll always be circumstances that will come up while you're doing this thing called life. And if that's how you move, you'll never move. Are y'all getting this? I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to keep teaching. Those are the call to action. Everybody, I'm gonna stop talking.
Hey, Coach Dan, what's the thing you said about stop external forces from interfering. What was that? You remember?
I said, stop allowing external forces to interfere with internal ambitions.
Thank you.
So what's on the inside of you is your dreams, your desires, your goals, your ambitions. But what's on the outside of you is the reality of your days that sometimes becomes a conflict of interest to what's on the inside of you. So you got to stop allowing what's outside of you to become a hindrance to you pursuing what's on the inside of you.
There was a question in the chat that said, how do you keep a new person from becoming overwhelmed? You want to talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Or I don't want to take over. Moshi, you want to talk about it, or you want me to answer that question? Okay, so.
You're muted.
So it says, how do you keep new people from being overwhelmed? By understanding who they are, understanding where they are, and understanding why they are. A lot of times people get overwhelmed is because we're putting too much on them and we're giving them something that they never really asked for to have. So for example, if the person was saying, hey, I got friends that I want to be able to provide customers, and they could go out and get customers, and you spend all of your time pushing and pushing and pushing them for them to go be a recruiter, then they have the potential to become overwhelmed. You have to meet people where they are. You have to meet them where they are. You have to understand their cadence, and you have to understand their pace. You have to understand their goal, because you cannot want it more for them than they want it for themselves. And if you want it more for them than they want it for themselves, and you push too hard, you're going to push them out. Does this make sense?
Yes, perfect sense.
This is fun. I like this.
Yes,
What's
that
next?
was great. Love it.
Anything else? All
If I
right, well,
may,
huh?
Pastor Dan, just to piggyback on what you just said, you know, biblically speaking, right? There's people that will run at a 30% speed. There's some people that will run at a 60% speed, and some people who will run at 100% speed. So one of the biggest things that you can overwhelm somebody with is getting a 30%er and run them 100%. He's not ready. So identify where they are, like Pastor Dan is saying, and then just, you know, go depending on where they are. And you can always bring them to the next level, but don't overwhelm them. That's what I say.
Or preface it in the beginning. Let them say, what your goals? If you know what their goals are, and you know that they're glad to make $300 to $500 a month, and they don't want to recruit anybody, you know that you have products and a website that can get that $300 to $500 a month, and you let them go. Because I've been told that so many times. I don't want to build a team. I don't want to do this. And I'm like, okay, do what makes you happy. And then they'll come back and say, you know what? I'm building a team because this person wants to join me in the team. So you let them get to that point. And I guess we're all really saying the same thing. Meet them where they are, because everybody is in your business for a reason and a season. You know, some will be there for the lifetime. Some will start out with you and take you to a certain level. Just make sure you are meeting them where they are as the support, and let them know. When I do a one-on-one with a new prospect, at the end of that session, I say, can I hold you accountable? Because whatever they said they want to do, I want to make sure their actions meet what they say. Okay, we are coming to an end. I think we had an excellent training. It's like 3 minutes left. Are there any last questions before we depart? Moshi, Pastor Dan, Coach Dan.
It's all good.
VP of Training, Dan.
We're going to go graduate some people. God bless y'all. Thank you so much. Until next time, as always, prosper.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
Thanks, Moshi.
Not
Thank
everyone.
y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Blessings, family.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
team members, I see you on the call, on our team call. All righty. Good night, everybody.
Night.